have to
don't
hold the phone.
I'm not holding my phone.
I'm not reading notes. I'm reading text messages.
All right. Let's just start filming. This is great. Get impromptu behind the scenes. Hey everyone, welcome to Ryan Friedman Motor Cars. This is like really how it is every day. Let's not even do like a nice opening.
I'm being yelled at for holding my phone. They think I'm reading notes. I'm not reading notes. Trust me.
It's okay.
I text message constantly about stuff. Louie asking.
I know you're a very important guy. You're a very important guy.
No, it's not about me being
important.
And
I always need money from you. I got it.
It's true. He does always need money.
So welcome to this episode.
I'll put my phone away.
Okay.
Welcome back to the channel, Ryan Friedman Motor Cars. Ryan and Louie. I haven't been on an episode in a while because Louie's been hogging the screen. Today we decided to take out two cars that Louie and I have been fighting about, which one we like better. One is paint to sample, one is more special than the next, but they are both red. We saw pictures taken by our photographer of this one, the 2018 991 GT3. It is in paint to sample, Ferrari red, Rosa Corsa. It looked like the photographer was printing and editing it with too much saturation. And the reason,
those are my words.
I know that.
Oh,
that's why
you actually read that.
That's
wow.
Cool. I'm like a plug. I'm plugging you in.
Glad you actually read the DMs?
Yes. So he thought it was too much saturation, and I'm like, no, Louie, it's because you're mistaking that car as Guards red, and it's actually
Rosa Corsa.
Paint to sample Rosa Corsa red. So it actually, even if you look at it right now, it looks like it's more like wet paint, really, really different compared to the Guards red over here.
Yeah, right? Like not even to like interrupt you because I know like you know the color a little bit better, but they are both like that fire engine red.
Yeah, but this is like brighter.
The Italian red is definitely a lot more
and what's crazy is that a color could be desired so much more, even though it's so similar. Like, you could talk about it in the silver variations, how like paint to sample, you could have a polar silver or slate gray,
right,
or other silvers,
correct,
and stuff like that. But
with the
you don't really have many red. You have what? Carmine red.
Carmine has like that burgundy color hue to it.
Deep.
Burgundy, maroonish.
Right.
Rosa Corsa or Rosa Corsa is like the black, the loudest.
And this is
fire
considered
truck red.
Ferrari red. So
right.
Louie likes this better. So if we're going to do a test drive, he'll probably pick this one.
Absolutely.
Although it does not have an Italian motor inside. So.
Okay, unfortunately.
But also to talk about, you have not only besides the colors, two different cars here. You have the 992 versus the 991 GT3. And these are two cars that people are deciding like which one to get. Should I get a 991? Should I get the 992? Louie, tell them a little about the 992 GT3 and what makes it different from the 991.
So, I mean, I've driven both, and I mean, like everyone always says in all the reviews, like everyone always says the double wishbone suspension. I feel like if you ran over a coin, you would be able to tell which side of the coin you hit. Also, just a little bit more of the chassis itself, I think, definitely feels a little bit more tighter than the 991, and also, I think there's just a little bit more use of carbon fiber throughout the car. I mean, I've seen it with a lot more than 992s.
There's more carbon fiber in every single new car. That's
my favorite part.
Everybody's obsessed with carbon fiber. What is that? What is that movie where they go carbon fiber? Carbon fiber.
I don't know.
Oh no, it's in Top Gear. What's his name? What's the guy? You're the British guy, your friend.
Oh, Jeremy Clarkson.
He's like carbon fiber.
Well, I mean, I will say, I mean, even take a look at the bonnet. I think this is my favorite thing on the 992. It does take away from some of the space, but I mean, it just does look really wild.
So there are the cosmetic differences, which is like the hood and the bumpers.
Well,
and
you know, underneath
like
you have
a bigger car.
Right, and then you got like the full carbon, which I think, no, it's a little more exclusive to the 992. And obviously this like upgraded aero, right? So, I mean, the 992 is really a killer car. You really can't go wrong with either. Let's go over maybe the specs itself of this car. I mean, this car does feature, like I said, the carbon accents, which are definitely an option from the factory. We have the carbon trim with the deviated stitch.
And something that's big on the 992s is the exclusive manufacturer.
Yeah,
how
manufacturer.
Do you pronounce it, Louie?
Exclusive manufacturer.
No, it's like manufacturer.
I mean, I just mistaken the K.
I know.
For
anyway, so
German.
that interior, which has some nice details to it, and they placed the logo right on the center console, which is pretty nice. This color interior, which kind of reminds me of like the old M6s, like that linen, right?
Yes.
So I like it, and I like because it actually has the
gray black.
Right, it has that
red.
contrast. So it's not like it's all gray or linen. And
right.
I wouldn't even consider this a gray, but the fact that it has the black carpets, the black dashboards, deviating stitching, red belts, it's really a nice spec.
Yeah.
The 992s, you were able to, well, all the cars you are able to go crazy, but this car just looks really pretty proper, in my opinion.
LED headlights, chrono package. pepper dash cam, smoking package, which a lot of people like the smoking packages because you get the auxiliary port. I mean, not the auxiliary, the cigarette lighter. Passenger cup holder in leather, rear speaker trim finish, seat belt guards red, adaptive sports seats. So this car does not have the bucket seats. I mean, you could tell by the photos, but a lot of people, and that's a discussion we always have.
Like which one's worth more, the bucket seats or the sofa seats?
And it's relative. It really is.
There's people that will be like, oh, that's the craziest spec car, but I don't want the bucket seats. They're too uncomfortable. And we're just like, that's crazy because this car needs bucket seats. So these days, because Porsche is a very versatile car and a versatile brand, so a car like this, which is like spec'd as like a sporty type car, but it has comfortable seats, air conditioned seats, it has electric seats, so it's something that someone could use and feel like they could use it more often than the bucket seats are a little bit more restrictive. But Louie likes the bucket seat because he likes to pretend that he's buckled into like a fighter jet and he's Tom Cruise, and I was, what's the other guy's name? You got
you would be more like
Miami Vice.
Yeah, you would be more, if you were a Top Gun and I was flying the jet, you'd be more like the guy Jesser telling me I'd be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong, the guy that's always chewing him out.
This car basically,
Maverick.
He'd want to be loaded into a bucket seat, which you'll see in this car the .1 has, and be locked and loaded to fly away.
And
I don't like to drive that fast. Louie does.
Well, not only that, I mean, listen, I'm not always speeding, but like, you know, it's also about versatility, like you were saying. The 992, you could use it, go cross country with it.
You can go cross country with any of this car.
Right.
You can go cross country with a 997.
Right, but with the sofa seats, you still have a GT3, you still have a very comfortable sports seat, and it's not the end of the world. It's actually a great compromise.
Yeah, but if you had to choose which one you'd want, what would you pick?
The buckets.
Yeah,
the buckets.
I think ultimately for the value between these cars for the future, the buckets will be worth more because how people are using them now and the way they like it. Like, as crazy as it says, that people don't like when cars are used for collectors and you know, garage queens and not used. People like the comfort seats because those are the people that are using them now. So you're probably going to see in the future those cars with heavier miles and more driver type specs and value buys, where the bucket cars and the proper spec, complete proper specs, are the ones that are going to be the ones that have low miles and collector grade, and probably the ones that are really going to be the ones that people want in the collection. I think the better bang for the buck is the 991.2 GT3.
I agree.
So where these cars are going for mid to upper twos to low threes even, which could be ranging from 80 to 100 over sticker, where these cars, it's kind of the same, but not you could be going 250, 260, 230. You could get a silver one for like 200 with like 10,000 miles or close to that. So, you know, right now in this market, that's a lot of car for the money. So I would say even in a paint to sample, something that has an edge. I mean, like this car we would sell for like 270 something, where this car is, you know, a little bit more than that, and I just think that's a better car overall.
Let's go over to that car. We've been like scared of it.
Show him, Louie. It's like Louie walking into a bar, introducing himself to a
Hey,
lady.
how are you?
Be nice,
No,
Louie.
beautiful.
Remember, she has a father. She has a father.
Listen, I just had my baby girl. So
be gentle,
yes.
Please. It's a seat cover. It has some special freaking name. What's the name, Barrett, of the
protector?
seat cover? What do they call it?
This is the protector, dude.
The edge guards.
Yeah,
the edge guards. Ed guards? Ed guards. I'm sorry, Ed. But to me, this is just a condom. And it's great. So these things, they go on all the generations. They protect the seat bolsters. So when people like Louie get in the car, unless you have butter under your ass, you're going to bust it all up. So this
it's also because
of
the belt. It's also because of the belt. It's the ergonomics
I
of the
think
chair.
It's really concerned about your ass sliding into the car.
Sure. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, what's there not to like?
But what you see here is this kind of like stays with the original look of like a 911. Not that the 992 doesn't, but the 992 has like that more modern look. This, I feel like you're in the most modern, like the hybrid of old meets new. And it's even where we used to say that about the 997 generation. This really is becoming older because it's like, you know, not the new boy on the block, so to speak, anymore.
It's not. It's a midlife. It's a midlife.
Age very, very, very well because it's like modern enough, but still has. It still feels like you're driving the car.
No.
The 992, I feel like the car's driving you. It's so much like aided assist to drive. With this, you still feel the road. You don't have the quadruple wishbone steering in this car. You don't have, you know, foot massagers and whatever else that car has. This is raw, and this is unique. Whether it's silver or paint a sample, I choose this car.
I agree, but also I just would like to say, I think the reason why you feel that way is also because the 991, this generation, did start when it was only, the world was in the early, 2013, 2012. So they had a whole period where the 991s were naturally aspirated cars, and they were for the most part designed with natural aspiration. So this is like, I always loved the 997s.
Well,
but
this is naturally aspirated.
Talking about like just the base models.
Oh, right, in general.
Like
so
GTS.
2017, they added that little baby turbo in the car.
Correct, right? Remember how I love, and I always tell YouTube, I love the 2013, 2016 991.1, any form with like power package.
Like the GTS, the 15 or the 16.
X50, they sound amazing out of the box. Amazing. And with that shifter, it's amazing. 991.2, a little more muted. They use the turbos, more power, but I think it took a little bit of the soul away from the car. But with the GT3s, it's irrelevant because they've always been naturally aspirated. So these are the winner between the 991 and 992.
But overall, the bottom line is you take your pick. Which car would you choose? The 991 or the 992? Paint the sample. Is it worth the extra price point just for that extra little color difference? In Porsche world, it's crazy because even though it's so little, they like to be able to say, no, it's not red, it's Ferrari red. But that's the world we live in with these cars, and it's for 50 grand more, that's what you get. But some people like it, some people don't. We live in that world where low mileage, crazy colors, even if there's a subtle difference, make a difference. As long as you keep Louie away from the cars, the bolsters will be kept safe, and we're good.
And we miss one other part, sort of, the ceramics versus steelies.
Does this car have steel? I don't think so.
This has ceramics.
Yeah.
Both
have ceramics.
But if we're doing a GT3 video, and I know maybe we can edit in the video, ceramics are a must-have, especially with collectability, especially with getting the right number.
Well, the proper options would be front axle lift, ceramics, buckets. For me, full leather.
I agree. I totally agree. The full leather.
I don't care about the headlight stuff. I don't care about that other jazz.
Yeah. And another huge thing that I finally now noticed is that on the Rosa Corsa, the side sills, the side skirts are painted.
Louie. I know what he's thinking.
Are painted. That makes, and that's what I was looking for. That little edge.
So again, on Porsche, like little tiny options that make such a big difference. Like most of the time, this lower valance over here is black matte like the rest of the car.
It's black on that one right there.
And just that little touch makes a big difference that really makes it special and unique and stand out, as you see here, where this one has the red wheel, a lip around the wheel.
I call that the we call that the time attack.
The time attack?
It's very 2000. I know it's a 2000s look.
I mean, they're both awesome cars. Yes. You can't go wrong with picking either one of these. This is really, really nice. Like if this just had black interior, it'd be freaking boring. That's it, we're done.
All right, cool.
Button up your shirt, Louie.
Thanks.
Tune into the channel. We'll be going out next time. Thanks for coming back to us. Ryan Free Motor Cars. See you later.